So what's up, everybody? I know y'all probably up getting ready to watch the Super Bowl, which y'all shouldn't be supporting that bull crap league, but hey, you gotta get your recreation wherever you can. So y'all watching the Super Bowl, you know, just don't get caught up in the bullshit of it. But I'm just reaching out to y'all today. I got a couple of things I just want to talk to y'all about. In the title, as you can see, one of the things is creating a NAGAMUNITY. Okay, that's a play off of a community, because that's truly how we're going to be able to flourish, is being able to come together and growing as one. Like, if we're all just in here getting information and we're all disaggregate, it doesn't really mean anything. Unifying is what's going to make us, is what makes you have power. So we're going to talk about that, because a NAGAMUNITY is, now we're not a community. Community means together as one, but we're a NAGAMUNITY. That means one God. Naga means God, unity. So one. So that's one God. But I'm going to get in that in a minute. The first thing I wanted to talk about, and you saw in the first part of the title, no fake ass Nagas. And that's because a few of you, when I asked you guys to sign up for the Patreon, a lot of you guys answered the call, and I appreciate it. I didn't get the 50 people that I needed at the $10 level, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But for the people who did sign up, I got pretty close. It was about a little over 30. But for the people who did, some people who did sign up, I just want to we're going to talk about the universal law of karma. And so that's in the Kabbalion. That's the law of cause and effect. Because I could have came at this in a Dragon More type of way, but I felt that this is a teachable moment, because what some people are doing, you're signing up on the Patreon because the Patreon is a subscription. And so they charge you at one certain time. So they allow you to gain access to the information before you have to pay. So some of you are signing up at the higher levels on the Patreon, getting the information, and then either canceling your subscription before you have to pay, or you're downgrading to where to a level where you don't you get none of the higher level information, but you've already gotten it, so you downgrade. So I just want you guys to know. And also, some of you are signing up at the higher levels, trying to get the status classes at a super cheap price. And so that's not what the subscription is for. A subscription means that you pay every month. And the reason you do that is because it gives you time to learn the classes. You're not supposed to grab all the information and think you're going to learn it, because you can't download the classes. The classes aren't downloadable. You can only watch them. So it's not, oh, I'm going to watch them really hardcore and then think I'm going to get all this information and then cancel the class and then cancel the subscription. That's not what it's for. I was not selling this information. If you came to me right off the bat and asked to buy this information, I wouldn't give it to you, because you have to learn it. And so if you go out there trying to press this information and not know it, you're going to hurt people, or you're going to hurt the information, the people coming after you trying to use the information more so than anything. So it's not for you to get in there, try to get all the information at a discount and get and hustle and get the information and then get out. That's not what this is for. Again, I don't deal with nigga shit. That's nigga stuff. We're on some God stuff here. Patreon uses the honor system, basically. So when you sign up, they're counting on that you're faithful patrons of the person who, or the creator that you're signing up to, and you're not going to steal the information. So, and just so you know, you can't steal information. I just want you guys to know that, because it seems like some of you, and I'm not talking about all of you, and if some of you signed up at a certain price when you did it, and then you found that you didn't have the money at the time and you had to downgrade, that's another thing. But for the people who did get in, knowing that you were just trying to get the information and trying to downgrade, that's not going to happen, because it seems like you're devaluing the information or the process that it took to gain this information, and you can't do that. The universe will snatch it out of your ass somehow. I promise you. You don't gain anything without giving up something. And so to get this information, I had to give up a lot. A lot of it was time. I had to sit back and just like on some Kobe Bryant shit, where you're sitting back and you don't get to talk to people, and you don't have the same relationships as the rest of the people. That's the type of stuff that you have to do to gain this information, because consciousness is knowledge within oneself. So you're going to have to be by yourself and contemplate and pull this information in from the universe. And that's by being by yourself and resonating with the universe, the frequency of this information. And that takes time. Like at one point in time, I was in the house for a whole year. I sat in the house for a whole year from 6 in the morning to 6 at night, studying with no TV, just a whole year straight. I didn't go outside just so I can download a lot of this information. So that's one of the reasons I was super sped on this information. But that was a lot of sacrifice. I didn't go out. I wasn't chilling. Excuse me. I wasn't chilling with the homies. I mean, you can come to my house and you can chill. People were coming to my house and reading books and doing this and hanging out on the side. But man, I wasn't going anywhere. And also some of this stuff is going without sex for a certain amount of time, because a lot of you aren't willing to do that because you don't know what that is. When information is a frequency, and so are you. And so when you're trying to pull in information, you're trying to learn something, you're trying to harmonize with the frequency of that information. And so a lot of times you have to, just like you have to not eat to cleanse your body, you have to not have sex to cleanse your aura, your frequency, so that you can pull in information the correct way, not staggered, unhampered by someone else's frequency. Because when you come together sexually with somebody, it's your frequency coming together with someone else's, and then you create a whole different energy. And so when you're doing that and you're constantly having sex, you're creating an energy that may not be harmonic with the higher frequency that you're trying to pull in. So you're not going to be able to pull that information in like you want to when you're just constantly out there. Not to mention when you're having sex, but when you're doing that, you taking attention and energy away from knowledge in order to give to this other person, and that's male or female. So when you're trying to get to these higher levels in frequency, you're gonna have to forego sex sometimes for long periods of time. And I've done that in intermediate times throughout my life. This is the things that you have to do to gain this information. And so when I put this information out there, it's not that, what I'm saying, you guys come to me and like, oh, here, I want to give you this information, but I understand there's a harmony behind this. There's a universal law behind this. You can't gain without giving. And believe me, if I was in a position to be able to give this information out, I would. But right now we're in a reciprocal relationship where I give the information and you guys help me to be able to give the information, sustain that. And so when you guys go over and sign up to the Patreon, again, it's on an ownership, it's on an honor system. And so you guys, it expects you or assumes that you guys are going to pay once you have the information, and that you are loyal people that are going to pay. So again, for the people who are signing up to Patreon and you're doing that, the universe will take it out of your ass in some type of way. And believe me, this is not a threat. I'm just letting you know, especially for somebody like me, because my intent is pure. I have no ill will. I have no selfish intent with this information. I'm not trying to sell this information so that I can go out and chilling in Hawaii on a vacation or nothing. I'm just using this to live. This information, you guys helping me, you guys buying this information helps me to live. Okay, so my intent for the universe is pure. So when you fuck me over, and I'm just going to give you a couple of examples just so you know, please don't do that, because I don't want this to happen to you. So one time, I was living with a friend of mine, and the brother, he took my TV. The brother, I was staying with the dude, and he took my TV and pawned it because he was having some trouble. He was having some financial trouble, some mental trouble. So he took my TV and pawned it. And I came in the house and I was so upset, and I was getting ready to fight him. And then I remembered that the universe tests you sometimes. So the reason that my TV was gone, I had to learn the lesson in that. But from him, he didn't understand that when shit happens when you do things to me when you come at me in a malevolent way, or you try to be dishonest with me, because I'm totally honest with everyone that I come in contact with, that karma comes back on you immediately. So literally that night, his car got booted. He stole my TV. The very night he stole my TV, his car got booted, and then the city took his car. Another situation, this dude didn't even harm me. He harmed a friend that I was hooking him up with. I was hooking these two guys up with on a business deal, and one of the guys, he had a reputation he had a business. He was a good businessman, but sometimes he would do shady things. But the business opportunity he had seemed real. So I hooked up another friend with him, letting him know. I told this guy here, I said, look, man, if you mess this guy over, the universe, this guy over here, if you mess him over, the universe is going to fuck you. It's going to really get you, because my energy is involved, and because again, I'm only truly here to work for the universe. That's my only purpose of being here. So when you mess over somebody like me, the universe really rams it up you right immediately. Again, so I hooked him up. They do the business deal. This dude cheats this guy over here, cheats this guy over here. And so not a couple of days later, not even a couple of days later, as soon as he cheated the guy that I hooked him up with, he got his wife kicked him out, he lost his business, and he became homeless. Like all within like this all within like the same week. And and this is just two examples. I could give you like so many examples of, of when people think that they're trying to be shady against somebody like me because I'm really nice, and they take that me being nice as kindness, or my kindness as weakness. And trust me, there ain't no weakness here, because if this was old Kev, Dragon more Kev, I would decapitate you. But because I'm trying to be Phoenix more Kev, I just let the universe deal with it. So for you guys who are out there who are thinking you're going to the Patreon and getting this information and you're going to steal it and you're not going to have to pay anything, that's not going to happen. The universe will take it out of you in some type of way. So, but I appreciate the people who did sign up and who are continue to sign up at those levels for the police stop law classes. We're doing some crazy stuff in there. I just came across some more information on the police bonds. So I'm going to be releasing that stuff. And I think I'm going to do create a police bond book so that you guys, because it's information that you guys need to familiarize yourself with. Because I can teach you how to go place a lien on a bond, but to familiarize yourself with the whole bond situation with police and with government officials would actually help you to understand it better. So I'm going to create a book of the laws of the bonds, and be able to offer that. So that was that on the fake ass Nagas. No fake ass Nagas, only real Nagas in this piece here. So that's that. But as far as building a community, what we used to do before social media and all this stuff happened, how we used to learn information back in the day was we would build ciphers. And so we would do what's called building in these ciphers. And I know you heard me mention this term before, but building a cipher is just getting a circle of people who are on your same frequency and vibration of information and disseminating that information. It helps you to understand it better and faster. It helps you to tune yourself to the frequency of that information so you guys can pull it in better. So think, if one person is highly powerful and pulling in that information, think about if it's 4, 5, 6, 10 of you guys all together and you're vibrating on that frequency. And you think of how much more information that you can pull in when you're doing that. And so this is what the ciphers are, and this is how building a community will help, because a lot of times what I see is you guys are spread out watching the information, and you guys are getting at me, on individual levels. And what you should be doing is looking for the same people who are looking those comments, and looking at the comments who are of the people who who think like you, who are talking like you, and get at those people to build information on. I know right now, a lot of us are in our echo chambers, and all you do is look at YouTube videos and stuff like that. And and that's how you think you're getting your build on, but you need to bounce it off of somebody to see if that information works, to see if your ideas that you came up with when you were looking at this information, do they stick? Do they stand? You got to start testing that information, and you do that with other people. And you do that by going out and using the information as well. But you have to build a community. This is one of the main reasons that I started this information channel, is because the people who come here, you're watching my information, the way I disseminate it, is because you vibrate with me. We vibrate on a certain frequency. And so that means, we're of a certain mind. And so by doing that, we need to take advantage of that. Unity, unity is being on a certain frequency. That's really what it is, one frequency. So if we're on this frequency, if you guys come here and you're on the way I disseminate this information, then we need to get together and be able to build on top of that. So that's what the NAGAMUNITY is. Okay, I want you guys to get together and build little ciphers, 4, 5, and 6 people. And if you get it, and if you guys get a cipher, a circle of people, together and build it through here, or even if you do it with your local people, in your own hometowns or whatever. If you get a cipher of at least 6 people, hit me up and I'll join that cipher. So I'll be a member of that cipher so we can bounce information off, because that's the whole point of this, is getting the information and elevating your frequency. Okay, so we can pull in higher forms of information. So the NAGAMUNITY, that's going to be a major thing. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have about 5,000 subscribers, but there's only a consistent, 1,500 to 2,000 people who watch the video. Sometimes not even that. It depends on if you guys are emotionally attached to the title I leave on the video. If I don't leave something, that you think that you're gonna get an emotional joke by, I get 400 views or whatever it is. And you guys should watch all the information I put out, because I'm always dropping jewels. You don't see me just putting out videos. I don't just talk to be talking. I don't like doing that. So when I'm doing a video, it's, I have to think about it first. So, watch those videos, watch them till the end. That's very important too, because YouTube looks at that algorithm to see how much of the video you're watching. And again, I'm not sitting up here just to be talking, man. I don't like doing that. As you see on the Zoe What Show, I'm the one who rarely talks, but I probably got the most information. And that's because the smartest person in the room is usually the quietest person in the room. So again, but, for you guys watching these videos, me doing these videos, you have to watch them. You know what I'm saying? That's how the YouTube algorithm, it picks it up. When you're viewing and you view them to the end, the algorithm picks up and they recommend this information to somebody else. And that also helps people to it helps to get the information out to other people who don't know it. That's the whole point. It's not so that, you can build up my channel so I can be this great viewed person. If you vibrate with the information and you think other people should be hearing it, then you have to help to get the information out. That's your job. If you're not doing it yourself, getting in these ciphers, disseminating it to other people who don't know, all of that is a part of it. All right, so let's build this NAGAMUNITY. If you guys want to get into ciphers, that means you get at least about 6 people. You hit me up, I will come into your cipher and we will have at least a 1-hour building session. We'll break it down on whatever information you guys want. So, before we get in there, you talk about Anunnakis, you can talk about science, melanin, history, the Moors, whatever it is. You guys see I got all this information here. Astrology, numerology, gematria, which is the science of numbers and words, because words in Hebrew also equal numbers. And so that's also a thing. So we can do all of that. So just let me know when you guys get your 6 people in your cipher, and I'll be the 7th in the cipher, and we're going to be able to build on top of that. And then once we're able to do that, I want to be able to link those ciphers into one more giant community. That's what we need to be doing. Okay, so smaller little circles of information, you guys get together and start building on that, hit me up, and then we can start growing this right from the top. So in order to, because some of those people who signed up to Patreon, because you guys signed up and you dropped out and you canceled, that means I didn't get the promised subscriptions that I needed. So what I'm going to have to do for the next 4 days until the 7th, if you guys buy the hard copy Melanin book, you're going to get the digital copy of the Melanin book. I'm going to give you the no capitulation t-shirt. And I'm going to give you 10 God classes. That's right. I said 10 God classes because I need to make up for the people who dropped out of the Patreon. So till the 7th, if you order the hard copy Melanin book, yes, Reelnagas.com, the Naga Knowledge Shop, go in there, get that hard copy book. You're going to get the digital copy of the book, and you're going to get, so I'll give you the choice. So you get the shirt, or you get the Know Your Rights package. So you don't get both the Know Your Rights package and this, but I will give you either. So actually, I'll do this. So I'll give you the shirt, but I'll give you either 10 God classes or the Know Your Rights package. All right. So 10 God classes. That's 4 hours each on each class of information. If you've seen the God classes, 1, 2, and I think I have about 3 or 4 God classes on there. I'm about to, and also after this, I'm going to release another guide class, number 31, breaking down mystical Egypt or mystical Kemet, so that you guys can see what's up and how the information that's broken down in those classes. So again, 10 classes. I need you guys to hit me up. Hard copy melanin book. I'm going to give you 10 God classes along with, boom, no capitulation shirt and the Know Your Rights package. So you get to choose the 10 classes, or you get to choose the Know Your Rights package. But I need that cash mob by the 7th. All right. So again, and also I still need people to sign up for the Patreon, because again, I'm making 2 videos. And so the next 2 videos I have, and I'm really trying to decide on them, because this Kobe Bryant thing really hit, and there's a lot of mystery behind it. So the videos I was going to make was superheroes to superheroes, or Michael, LeBron, and Kobe, Dragon, Phoenix, and Dragon Phoenix. So hit me up if you guys got a suggestion which one you want to see first between those. But again, that's going to be on the Patreon first. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to be putting out is going to be on Patreon. I will be releasing classes, and a lot of the live streams will be still on YouTube. But if you guys want to get that information, again, you guys supporting the information helps me to give you the information. Okay. You guys coming in and trying to get over it doesn't, it's not going to help you, because the universe is going to take it from you somewhere else. I promise you. When it does, you're going to think, damn, that nigga was right. He was talking then. This is when, and it's going to get you for more than what you got me for. That's usually how, because that's how it teaches you the lesson. It's not going to get you for what you got me for. It's going to get you for more than what you got me for. And then so that you can focus and say, damn, why did this happen? And then you're going to think back. I want you to think back to what you did, what you got that you didn't give out for. All right. So again, the NAGAMUNITY. I need the NAGAMUNITY. We got to build this up. So the people who are really engaging in the videos, I'm talking to you. So there's 5,000 people in here. But there's, at least about 3,000 of them people are fake ass people. So them people ain't watching. So I'm talking to about the 2,000 people who really do watch the videos, and you guys do support. And I need you guys to support even more on that Patreon. But for the 7th, boom, cash mob that store, the hard copy melanin book, and you're going to get 10 God classes. All right, 10 God classes. All right. That's all. God classes, we're breaking off information, and this is what I have to give you. All right. So that's all I needed to say. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.